There we go. Sorry, we should now be live. Pop out the chat. Put that there. And the Twitch chat. There we go. And we're ready. Okay, 1 second everybody. Just launching the stream on TikTok. There we go. Pop out the chat there. And we're ready. So, hello everyone. How are you all doing? Tab back into the game. There we go. Okay, and we're live. Hello. How are you doing? Welcome back, everyone. Okay, we're in. So, hello everybody. Welcome back to Trucking Tuesday. We're playing some more Euro Truck today. We'll get started in just a moment, but here we are. Have my graphics been turned down? They look a little bit lower than usual. Just give me a second to adjust that. But hello and welcome back. It is Trucking Tuesday. We're playing some more modded Euro Truck today. We're currently in Turkey. I forget the name of the city, but we're currently in Turkey. Oh, we're already on graphics. Okay, let's try and put the graphics up to high. See how we get on. How you doing, Dagger? Welcome to the stream. So before we begin, one thing that I want to point out just real quick is I'm not using the eye tracker today. We've been having a few problems with the eye tracker. It's been causing a bit of lag on the stream. And I thought it might be best to just put that to one side for a bit and play with just the good old-fashioned thumbsticks for now. If it makes the stream run a little bit smoother, then I'm happy to do it. So yeah, no head tracker today, no eye tracker. We're looking around using the thumbsticks as usual. Just wanted to mention that before we begin. Hello Andrew, hey Alfie, and hello Horse Lover as well. How are you all doing? So, we are back in Euro Truck. Right now we're in... Oh, okay. Right now we're in Ferizli in Turkey, but where I really want to go today is the other side of the continent. We're going to try and get over to Southeast Asia over here. Now, I have actually spotted a job that would be perfect if we go into the cargo market right now. Give it a chance to load up all those jobs. And there we go. Ferizli. So there's this job here. 20 tons of chewing gum. from Farisli to Khao Thong, which is in Myanmar. A lot of time spent on the ferry, but it'll take us down the east coast of Egypt and Sudan. Then there's a ferry to China and another ferry to Singapore, and then we'll drive across Singapore, Malaysia, and Thailand to get to our destination. So that's the drive that I'm going to take. That's going to be our first job of the day, and it might well end up taking the whole stream. I don't know. We shall see. But let's just get on with it, shall we? Now, I am a little bit concerned that there might be some issues around Egypt because... One second. If we just look on the map, there is a bit of a crash point. I think about here. This road here, between Taba and Dahab. My game crashes a lot on this particular road. Now, I don't know if... I haven't tried it in this version, so it might have been a bug that's been fixed. But it is a bit risky. We may encounter a crash in that area. If we do, we'll just have to think of something else. You know, we'll see. We'll see what happens. But off we go. When you're playing Farming Sim again, next Farming Sim stream will be on Friday, Johnny. Pokemon fan obviously finds something funny. Can't imagine what. Oh, okay. See you then. Yeah, see you on Friday, John dear. If you're here for the Farming Sim, I'll see you on Friday for that. Please get this thing out of my eyesight, says Pokemon fan. If you want this out of your eyesight, Pokemon fan, you literally all you have to do is take your finger, put it on your phone, and do that. And you will literally never see me again. Literally just keep scrolling. It is that easy to never see me again. Are you on PC? I am, Jensen, yes. This game is currently PC only. However, it has just been announced this week that Euro Truck Simulator 2 is going to be coming to console. It's going to be on PS5 and the latest Xbox, which is really exciting stuff. I'm looking forward to seeing it. Hopefully it'll be cross-play, you know, so that those of us who already have the game on PC will be able to play with our friends on console. But yeah, big news. The game, it's quite an old game at this point. It's been out like 10, 15 years. And it's about time that it finally came to console, you know, so it's very good news. Can't wait to see how it turns out. Okay, we might be a bit over there. I hope we're not going to hit that barrier. Let me pull forward a little bit. There we go, that's better. Thanks for following Seb2006. There we go. Fill her up. So this is 20 tons of chewing gum to Myanmar. Let's go. All loaded up. 20 tons, good. Let's go. So before we go, let me put in my first rest stop, because we are actually quite close to needing a rest stop anyway. We're going to head down the coast here. Let's see. Wait. 20 hours to Tripoli. Okay, this might be a longer drive than I expected. 5.5 hours to get to that petrol station on the far side of Ankara. Okay. Is there a closer place that I can take a rest? There is one here, but it does mean taking a detour to go into Ankara. Then again, we could sleep here. And I don't know how strict the timings are going to be on this one, so we'll see. How much was the key? The key was £60, Aston. It was from the collector's edition of Farming Sim 25, which I pre-ordered. Do you use pro mods? Yes, I've got about 200 mods active at the minute, but pro mods is kind of the core of the mod pack. Got lots of other stuff as well. Heart of Africa, Horn of Africa, Beyond, Row Extended, Rust Map, Siberia Map, all that kind of stuff. Lots and lots of mods. Good afternoon, Ashley. How are you doing? I'm doing good, Aviation Spotter. My name's not actually Ashley, though. It's Saul. Thanks for following Daniel Heather 9. The curbs are quite close on this road. Do you experience any hate towards yourself? I get loads. I get plenty. Yeah, it doesn't bother me, but I do get plenty. I mostly just ignore it, block it out. Okay, and we're on the road. There is a tiny bit of lag still. Could be because we're in a modded map area. We'll see if it smooths out as we go. If not, I can always put the graphics down again. Show me your truck. Here's my truck, Morn. It's a Scania Streamline R730. In the colours of the Trans Pride flag, of course. Naturally. Do I just download it, or do I need stuff? You can download Pro Mods from the Pro Mods website. You do need to own all the DLC for the game, all the map DLCs. Of which I think there's 9 at the minute. But you need to own all of those, you know, Vive la France, Italia, Spain, Iberia, Road to the Black Sea. You need to have all of the map DLCs for Pro Mods to work. But Pro Mods itself is free. I can't wait for console to be released, says OS1. Me too, it's good news, because I do have family members and friends who play on console. It will be nice to finally be able to play, hopefully play crossplay with them. Like, my brother-in-law is very into trucks, but he doesn't have a PC at the minute. So it will be nice, hopefully. Do you get paid for streaming, says Jake? I get a little bit from donations, from gifts and stuff like that. Not a tremendous amount, not enough to live on or anything like that, but, you know, it's always greatly appreciated. And I do get some money from my Patreon supporters as well. Are you trans, says Ethan? I am Ethan, yes. Would you want to drive in real life? No, I'm not actually interested in driving IRL, Aviation Geek. As much fun as it is to do in a game, I've never really wanted to drive in real life. I just have never really had the interest in it. Is that Turkey? Der means stop in Turkish. It is Turkey, T. Thank you for the Turkish lesson. We are currently in Turkey, and we're heading south, down through the Middle East and Egypt, and then on the ferry over to Singapore. What's the schedule for this week, says Horse Lover? So I'm going to be live this week on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. The reason I'm doing so many streams this week is because I didn't do any live streams last week. I was on a break. So I wanted to do some extra streams this week to make up for it. But we'll be doing Factorio on Thursday, Farming Sim on Friday, and Train Simulator on Saturday. Thanks for following Asif Ahmed. Thank you very much. Okay, we are still getting a bit of lag, so I think just to be on the safe side, because if I don't, people will complain about the game lagging too much. Let's turn the graphics down to medium. and hopefully that'll fix that. Let's see the lorry. Here's the lorry. Oh, you can't see it because we're in a tunnel right now. You'll see it when we get out. Okay, that doesn't appear to have made the slightest difference, actually, so if it's not going to make a difference, we might as well keep it on high. It is probably because of the mods, in all honesty. Like I say, I'm playing with nearly 200 mods. Some of them very big ones, so obviously it's going to cause a few problems. What are you carrying? We're currently carrying 20 tons of chewing gum. Is your lorry the trans flag? It is, Horse Lover, yes. Here's my truck. It's the Scania Streamline R730. And it is in the colours of the trans pride flag. Hello, STFC. How are you doing? I'm very good, thank you. Hi, Georgia. How are you doing? Thanks for following Jacon Giant and Aussie Walks. Is that pronounced Aussie? I'm guessing so. Thanks for following Polish Femboy as well. I'm good. How are you? I'm good, Georgia. Thank you very much. It's a nice day today. Lovely day. And I'm glad to be back on Euro Truck. It's been a couple of weeks. Is your wheel okay? Says Twizzler the Second. It's a good wheel. This particular one is kind of on its last legs. I've had this for over 3.5 years at this point. And it's, you know, gone through quite a lot of wear and tear in that time. Which is why it has problems like the stuttering that you can see on the in-game wheel. But it is a good wheel. It's a good wheel. It's just had its time, you know. It is about time that I got a new one. Where are you heading? Today we're heading to Myanmar. Via Egypt, Sudan, Singapore, Malaysia and Thailand. I guess technically we will very briefly be in China. It's weird because we have to take the ferry. There's no ferry from Sudan to Singapore, so we have to take the ferry from Sudan to China, and then another ferry from China to Singapore. Get a Logitech wheel, very good. This is a Logitech wheel, Andrew. This is the Logitech heavy equipment wheel. Which I got as a bundle with the side panel here. And 2 pedals. Are you trans? I am trans, Ice, yes. Oh. What's the mod called, says Lewis? So I've got almost 200 mods, Lewis, in this mod pack. But the main ones are Pro mods, and Beyond. I think those are probably the 2 biggest ones. I honestly couldn't tell you which mods add in which specific countries. I've got so many mods here that I forget which ones add in which places. I mean, like the Logitech G923. Unfortunately, Andrew, I don't want a racing wheel. I'm not interested in racing games at all. Whatever wheel I do get next, it will have to be a heavy-duty wheel, like this one. I've heard great things about the G923. I've heard great things about all of Logitech's wheels, but I just don't want a racing wheel because I don't intend to use it for racing. Right, is someone gonna fucking let me in? Move. I don't care, I'm going. What wheel is it? Once again, this is the Logitech G heavy equipment wheel. How long does the journey take IRL, says Jack Cooper? Well, I don't know if we'll do it in today's stream, Jack. And today's stream is going to be 3 hours, so... I've no idea how long it'll take, but I've got a feeling we won't finish it today. How long have you been trans for? Sorry, I never heard your response, says Asif. I've been out for 4 years, Asif. What wheel is it? Sorry, I never heard what you said. It's the Logitech G heavy equipment wheel. Has your family accepted it? Yes, Asif. My family are very accepting. All of my family have been so supportive of me. They've been there for me every step of the way. You know. Thanks for following VRA686868. What happened to your old PC? Did you sell it or keep it for spares? I gave it to my brother actually. My brother's never had a PC. He had a PS4, but he's always wanted to make the move to PC. And, you know, I got a new PC. I just thought I might as well just give it to him. So, yeah, early birthday present. Gave it to my brother. Thanks for following Alex Cheesley. I loved the Minecraft stream yesterday. Thank you, Host Lover. It was a good stream. Good stream. Glad to finally be making progress on the Space Center. Really looking forward to getting into the Ad Astra mod. And there will be more of that coming next week as well. Thanks for following Brandon as well, by the way. Sorry I didn't read that name out before. Oh, I just tried to look out of the window there, but I forgot we've not got the head tracker on today. I've got to use the thumbsticks to look around. I'm happy for you. You hear a lot of stories about families not accepting. That's very true, Asif. Yeah, a lot of the... Unfortunately, you know, not everyone's as fortunate as I've been with family. Like I say, I'm very, very lucky to have been accepted by my family. They're all such wonderful, supportive people, and they've always been there for me. But I appreciate not everyone is so lucky, and it can be tough, you know, if you're in a sort of less accepting environment. Can you come pick me up? Says Callum. Where are you, Callum? I'm in Turkey, so unless you're also in Turkey, I don't think I can. Okay, we're well on the way now. We're on the open road. We are coming up to our rest stop. Although we don't actually need to rest for another 2 hours, so I wonder if we might go straight past this rest stop and rest somewhere else. But I don't know where else we could get to. Oh, there's a rest stop just before this checkpoint. There we go, we can get to that one. I think that's a way station. There's loads of way stations in Turkey for some reason. Can you hide me in the back and take me to Turkey, says Locked Not Loaded. I'm already in Turkey, Locked Not Loaded, so you're too late, you've missed your chance to hop in the back. Okay, this is Karabuk. Where's next location? I don't honestly know what the next country we're going into is. I'll check the map when we get to the rest stop. Karabuk discovered. Lovely. Sorry if this is personal, but bottom surgery, says Asif. I haven't had bottom surgery, and I don't intend to either. Are you pre-op? I'm no-op. I'm not pre-op, because that would imply that I'm one day going to get the op, which I'm not. I don't ever intend to have surgery in that area. I think I'm a little bit over the line there. Let's get a bit further left. Oh, that was a yawn. I'm getting tired. What about top, says Asif? I don't really want top surgery either, to be honest. I'm hoping that when I do get onto HRT, which is definitely something that I intend to do, I'm hoping that I'll get the results that I want from that. If not, then maybe I might consider top surgery, but honestly, I think HRT is going to be all that I need, really. It depends, because you can never guarantee the results that you're going to get, you know. Everyone responds to hormones differently, you know. What's HRT? HRT is hormone replacement therapy. So for trans women, that is estrogen, progesterone, estradiol. For trans men, it's testosterone and probably other stuff as well. I don't actually know what hormones trans men take other than testosterone. Thanks for following, James Simon. How come you aren't on HRT yet? Says Oil Store. It's a mixture of reasons. But it's mostly just circumstance, you know. I want to go private with it. First of all, I don't want to do it through the NHS because, you know, I don't want to wait 50 years. But I'm not quite in, you know, the right place financially to be able to go private with it. So it's just not the right time for me yet. It is something that I want to do when I'm a little bit more financially stable. I do intend to pursue that, and I do intend to do it privately. But yeah, just not yet. No, I think we need to be off here. Are you gonna let me in? You gonna let me in? Nope. Thanks, mate. Well, I'm going in now, whether you let me or not. Thank you. You can DIY HRT. Yes, it sounds dangerous, but just be careful. I'm well aware of DIY HRT. I don't think it's for me. If you want to go down that route, then that's absolutely fair enough. But I don't want to do that. I'm also not, like, hugely desperate to be on HRT, that's the thing. It's not like... Because I don't really struggle too much with gender dysphoria, you know, I'm not really in a position where I need HRT now, or it's going to affect my mental state, you know what I mean? I'm happy enough as I am right now. It's definitely something that I would like to do later down the line, but it's not something that I consider really urgent, you know what I mean? I've kind of got the freedom to just take my time with it and do it when I feel that I'm ready. Pronoun she, her, horse lover, thanks for asking. Wait, you're trans? I am indeed, Nate Thump. Getting tired, find a place to rest. We're nearly there. It's just a little bit ahead. Oh, the road's broken here. Interesting. But we're nearly at the next rest point. Oh no, I remember what this is. Yeah. The road isn't broken. It's just a weird, like, checkpoint thing that we have to go through. Is your truck colour the trans flag? It is, Alex. Yes, my truck is painted in the colours of the pride flag, and I also have a trans flag in the cab as well. And a cat. I got a cat. There's the cat. Janice over on YouTube says, hello, I'm trans too. Yes, Janice, how are you doing? Probably my only regular viewer on YouTube. Hello, how are you today? What's the cat's name, says Horse Lover? The cat's called Ginger. Because I thought it would be funny to give a black and white cat a name like Ginger. The cat's called Ginger, and he is animated as well. You can see him looking around. Sometimes he'll roll over and lick his bollocks, like cats do. But he's very cute. He's from a mod called Farzel's Cab Cats, which is on the Steam Workshop. I think we can probably get up to 12 here. What's gender dysphoria, says George? Gender dysphoria is complicated. It's basically a discomfort with one's assigned gender, you know, and it's often, you know, a lot of trans people suffer from gender dysphoria. Not only trans people, some cis people have problems with it as well. But it's basically this, you know, when trans people talk about this feeling of like being uncomfortable in their own body, like feeling like a stranger in their own body and stuff like that, that's really what gender dysphoria is. It's this sort of deep discomfort with the gender that you have been raised with, right? And I wouldn't say I've never experienced gender dysphoria, but I also don't think that I really feel it very strongly, which again is why I don't feel this like urgent pressure to medically transition. I feel like I can kind of take my time with it because it doesn't affect me as strongly as it does for many trans people. Hi Tom on YouTube, how are you doing? Oh, now the traffic starts moving. As soon as I changed lanes, it all starts moving again. My grandma said you should be ashamed of yourself, says Ben. Well, my grandma isn't ashamed of me. In fact, I was a bridesmaid at her wedding last year, so I really don't care what your grandma thinks, Ben. Do you not play Truckers MP, says Miller? I do play Truckers MP, Miller. I played it a couple of months back on stream, and I would like to get into it again. I'm not playing it right now, obviously. The reason that I don't play it every week is because I really like playing modded Euro Truck, and you can't play with mods on Truckers MP. Okay, can you move? Why are we not moving right now? I thought I'd let you know I have a lot of respect for being open to talk about it, because sometimes it can be a touchy subject, says George. Thank you, George. I appreciate for a lot of trans people it can be a bit of a sore spot, and they might not like to talk about it too much, but for me personally, I've always felt that the only way that people will ever understand and accept trans people is if you're going to be there to, you know, essentially be an open book. I want to help people to understand. I want to try and answer any questions as honestly as I can, because I think the more people understand, the less animosity they have, right? So that's always been my philosophy. You know, if people are asking questions and they're genuinely curious and they're asking questions in a respectful way, I am here to answer as much as I can. My grandma said his family will be ashamed of him, says Ben. Once again, Ben, my family aren't ashamed of me. I really couldn't give a fuck what your grandma thinks. My grandma accepts me, as do my mum and dad, 2 brothers, 2 sisters, aunts and uncles. Literally every single person in my family has been very openly accepting and supportive of me. So why should I care what some random viewer's grandma thinks? Thanks for following, Cavanier Wilson. Oh, we got a few new followers coming in now. Thank you, Alex, user 5535, Jaden, JJ37, and Flynn. Thank you all very much. Don't talk about my granny like that, says Ben. Well, you can tell your granny, Ben, not to talk about me like that, right? Tell your granny, don't dish out what you can't take, granny. Yes, I'm pulling in. Where's the dress from, says Horselover? I'm not actually sure where this one's from, Horselover. Thank you. Pretty Little Thing, says Leighton. This one isn't from Pretty Little Thing, Leighton, but I do actually have quite a lot of outfits from Pretty Little Thing. Okay, apparently I can't refill on this side. I have to go in this side. Which means we're going to have to wait for this traffic to move. If on Tinder do you post yourself as a girl, says N. Well, I've never used Tinder in my life, N, so... no. What's your name, says Nathan? My name is Saul. S-A-U-L. Are you at uni, says Locked and Not Loaded? No, I graduated university 5 years ago. I got a 2-1 in computer science with a specialty in game design. Are you 26 then? I am indeed. Did you change your name or keep it the same? I kept my name, Logan. Saul is my birth name. I was named after Slash, the lead guitarist of Guns N' Roses, whose real name is Saul Hudson. My dad's a big Guns N' Roses fan. So that's where the name came from. I think it's a pretty cool name. And I quite like the fact that I'm named after one of the greatest guitarists who's ever lived, so I decided, you know what, I'm going to keep my name. It's a good name, why should I change it? Oh shit, I was supposed to sleep there. Okay, this is bad. We missed the rest point, and I don't know when the next one is. Which means we are at very serious risk of falling asleep at the wheel. Your vehicle's not in perfect technical state. Be more careful next time. Okay. I'm excited to get this on console, says Weeman Plays. Oh, me too, Weeman Plays. I mean, I won't get it on console personally because I don't have a console. But I was saying earlier, I've got family members and friends who really are really into trucking, but they don't have PCs. So it will be really great to finally be able to play with them on this game. You know. You can turn sleep mode off, you know, says Real Amazonian. Yes, I did know, Real Amazonian, that you can turn off sleep mode, but I find it more realistic to have it on. How much is your console setup, says that guy? My setup cost just over £2,000. That's including the computer, the monitors, and all of the simulation gear and other bits and pieces as well. If you check out the second pinned video on my profile, I do like a cost breakdown of everything that I've got and where it all came from. Do you work as a full-time content creator, says Tom? I don't, Tom, no. Maybe one day. A girl can dream. But no, I don't make enough money to live off streaming at this point in time. I mostly just do it for fun, and if it takes off and ends up becoming something bigger, then that'd be great. But if not, I'm just happy to do it as a hobby in my free time. Thanks for following Rohan T. Oh, we need to be in the other lane here. Whoops. Where are you driving through, says Andy. We are currently just about to arrive at Ankara in Turkey. We're currently heading south towards Port Sudan, where we're going to be taking the ferry over to China and then to Singapore. Oh, parking brakes on. Can I get across, please? Can I get across, please? Can I get across, please? Thank you. How'd you get your map that big, says Lorenzo? Mods. Lots of mods. I've got 200 mods active right now. Okay, I've just got a ticket for not sleeping. Wonderful. I will try to sleep as soon as I get to somewhere that I can. Thanks for following Andy M's 73. Bit laggy, isn't it? Says CA. Yeah, that's the mods. That's definitely the mods. Can you drive in snowy countries, and how difficult is it? You can, yes. You can go to the north of the Scandinavian countries, and you can also go to Iceland. It doesn't really affect the gameplay much, because it's not really coded into the game. There's no, like, effect on the adhesion or the engine quality or anything like that in snowy areas. It's mostly just the map being textured differently, so everything's white. There's another ticket for not sleeping. I'm trying to get to the sleep place now. We're 13 minutes away. Tom on YouTube says, do you have a job currently? If so, what do you do? If you don't mind me asking, I did computer science too. So currently, Tom, I am unfortunately between jobs. My most recent job was a graphic designer in a print shop, like doing business cards, posters, brochures, stuff like that for local businesses. Which was good experience, not quite the area that I want to be in, but graphic design is a big part of game design, so it was definitely some experience that I was grateful for. At the minute, I'm trying to look for something a little bit more game design oriented. Not the easiest market to get into though, you know, not the easiest industry to get into at the moment, because a lot of big companies are like doing mass layoffs right now in the game design industry. I also graduated at the height of COVID, so just the worst possible time to be trying to get into the game design industry. But I'll get there. What's the side panel for in ETS, says that guy. So I have most of the buttons on my side panel are mapped. When we get somewhere that I can stop, I'll show you what they all do. Hold on. Do you think the game helps driving better, says Nate Thomp? I don't, actually, Nate Thomp. I would say the opposite. I would say if you play... If you've never driven before, and this game is like your first experience with driving, I think it will be harder for you to learn how to actually drive. Granted, I don't drive, so I'm not saying this from experience, but I just kind of feel like, you know, if your first experience of driving is in a video game, I feel like you're going to have to unlearn certain habits before you can do the real thing. So I would say like I say, I'm not speaking from experience, but I would say it would probably be harder to learn how to drive in real life after being so used to doing it in a video game, you know? What country are you driving in, says Vladimir? We are in Turkey at the moment. Ankara. Are the road signs, speed limits, and markings accurate-ish? They are fairly accurate, Riley, yes. The map is quite greatly condensed from real life. But yeah, it is quite accurate as well. Transit van, says Floydy. Yeah, I guess you could call it that, yeah. Is it in real time? No, the time is also condensed. Hello, Charlie. How are you doing? Does the game ever crash, says Kerosene? It has crashed a couple of times. Normally it's because of mod conflicts. If you drive to certain map areas, it might cause a crash if the mods aren't in the right order or something like that. Oh wait, we can't sleep here because we don't own this garage. Jesus Christ, I just want to sleep. I need to sleep. Okay. Where else can I sleep? That's the wrong button for the map. Hold on. There we go. Okay, the next rest stop's all the way down there. Another 46 minutes away. But we don't exactly have much choice, so... do you respect truckers, says Nikolai? Of course I do. I could never do this job in real life. I can't imagine how demanding it is to do a job like this in real life, where you're driving pretty much 24/7. Big respect to the people who essentially keep our entire economy running, you know. Oh. Am I in the wrong lane, or are they in the wrong lane? There's just a wide lane. Where'd you get the gear shifter and wheel, says Hayden? The wheel is from Logitech. It's the Logitech heavy equipment wheel. The gear shifter is from Thrustmaster. It's the TH8S. Shout out Seb, my friend. He's watching. Hi, Seb, if you're out there. How are you doing? Do you have pedals? Yes, I've got brake and accelerate. No clutch pedal, unfortunately, but I do intend to get one at some point. How long's the distance in real time? No idea. No idea at all. Every time people ask me this question, I cannot answer it. I'm terrible at judging how long drives take in this game. I'll say something like, oh, it'll probably take us about 20 minutes, and then it'll take 2.5 hours. I don't know. Where did you get them from? The pedals were part of a bundle with the wheel, so they're also from Logitech. What does the clutch do, says Horse Lover? Same as in real life. You use the clutch pedal when you want to change gears. Fortunately, Euro Truck does have an auto clutch option, which means I can shift gears without using a clutch pedal. But it would make it a bit more realistic if I did have the clutch. I would buy the heavy set of Logitech if it had the clutch, says that guy. Honestly, yeah, the clutch is really the only thing that lets the bundle down, to be honest, is the lack of a clutch pedal. Everything else is a really good bundle all round. What will be your next ideal steering wheel, says STFC? So I've got my eye on the Thrustmaster T248. That's what I'm probably going to be going for next. I've already got the gear shifter from Thrustmaster, so I trust the brand, you know. I know that they're good quality. How much did it all cost, says DJH? My entire setup is just over £2,000. The simulation gear is about 400 combined, about 400 quid for the steering wheel, side panel, gear shifter, handbrake, beacon light, ignition lock. But yeah, my entire setup with everything is about £2,000. Thanks for following Wayne Davey. I'm going to try and get into the outer lane. Convoy mode today? Not today. Sorry, we're on single player again today. Oh god, I need to sleep. I'm going to fall asleep at the wheel. When are you going to do convoy mode? I don't know when I'm next going to do convoys, but I definitely do want to do convoys again, because I had a lot of fun last time we did convoy. How long's this journey? In-game, it's going to take us 387 hours. In real life, I have no idea. What do you think about the game coming to console, says Blaine? I'm looking forward to it. I'm not a console player myself, but I've got friends who play on console, and it's always a bit of a weird... It's weird that this game isn't on console, you know, for how long this game's been out. You would have thought it'd be on console by now. So it's good that they've finally gotten round to it, and I'm looking forward to seeing how it turns out. Is Euro Truck real time? It isn't, no. It is quite highly compressed from real time. Oh, dozing. Shit. We're gonna crash. We're gonna crash. Okay, we're literally at the rest point. It's right here. We have made it just in time. Jesus. That could have ended badly. That's why you don't drive when you're tired, everybody. What do you think about LGBTQ, says you? Well, considering I'm at least 2 of those letters myself, I'm quite supportive. Are you watching the Dovetail stream, says Vamp? I'm not. Are they streaming right now? I mean, I don't really follow Dovetail games that much, to be honest. Okay, there we go. Didn't you just crash into the fence? I did, Jordan, yes. Well observed. Just disable the sleep system, but I don't want to because I feel like it makes the game more realistic. Where'd you get the handbrake from? The handbrake's just from eBay. I don't actually know the brand of it. I just picked it up like cheap on eBay. But there's quite a few USB handbrakes out there. Are you on Truckers MP? I'm not, Oscar. I'm on single player today. I would like to bring back Truckers MP soon, though, because I do enjoy Truckers MP. Do you prefer day or night driving? I prefer driving during the day, especially on stream. I feel like the stream is, you know, when it's nighttime and you can hardly see anything, it's like, you know, it's not very exciting to watch. I much prefer to drive during the day. But sometimes you gotta drive at night, you know, it happens. Thanks for following the gamer. Do you want me to get on Truckers MP with you so you have someone to truck with? Once again, Oscar, I'm not going to be playing Truckers MP for a while. Because we haven't actually been playing modded Euro Truck for that long. This is only like episode 5 since we got back into modded Euro Truck. I definitely want to stick with single player for a bit before I get back into Truckers MP, but it will happen eventually. Are you an atheist? I am an atheist, yes. Thoughts on Fanatec wheel? It's more of a racing wheel, but it's good on Euro Truck. I have heard good things about Fanatec STFC. Never tried them myself, but I have heard that they're pretty good quality. 2k likes, thanks Horse Lover. Why change gender, says Rory Watt. Why not? Felt like it. I just did it because it was trendy and everyone else was doing it, and I thought it'd be cool if I was transgender. I'm joking, obviously, but that's what people think, so you know, might as well play into it. No, of course it wasn't. It was a long, hard journey of soul searching. Contrary to popular belief, trans people don't just wake up one day and think, you know, how can I make myself more interesting? Oh, I'll become trans. That's not how it works at all. You should hang, says you. That's a perfectly normal and reasonable thing to say to a random person on the internet. You should hang yourself because you're transgender. What a totally rational, sane thing to say to somebody on the internet. And also, you're not the first person to tell me to kill myself, so... Let me just have a quick look on the map and see what's happening. It's a sin. I mean, I literally just said 5 minutes ago that I'm an atheist, so it's not a sin. You can't sin against someone who doesn't exist. So, if I don't believe in God, why would I care about sin? Okay, we can get to there. Can we get to... Which country is this? Is this Lebanon or is... Wait, no. This Beirut is Lebanon, right? What's the country between Turkey and Lebanon? I don't know, but that's where we're going. That's where we'll have our next rest stop. 11 hours 59. Perfect. So we can just get to the border and then we can have our next nap. I'm thinking about joining Wicca, says Janice. Go for it, Janice. I do have a couple of friends who are into that sort of stuff, into the Wicca and, you know, paganism and stuff like that. It's not for me. I don't think any religion or spiritual belief is for me, really. But, you know, you do you. More power to you. I went to a Pride festival. There is so much support recently, says Captain. Yeah, honestly, it is always nice to see that there is still people that are willing to stand in our corner, you know, and fight for us, despite what the media says and despite how much people are constantly talking about how support is like at an all-time low. It's really not. There's still so many supportive people out there. We're still a long way from, like, broader acceptance on a societal level, you know, but there is so much support out there, and it's always nice to see that there are people willing to, you know, stand by us. What about support for straight people, says Dewhurst? What support do straight people need that they don't already have? Are there any countries where it's illegal to be straight? Are there any countries where straight people aren't allowed to get married? Are there any countries where people are murdered because they're straight? If so, you know, tell me about those countries and I will stand up and voice my opposition to that. Because straight people absolutely should have the same freedoms that queer people should have. But I'd just love to know, you know, if what support do straight people need that doesn't already exist? Have you ever been to a Pride festival, says Horselover? I haven't, Horselover. I'm still yet to go. I did want to go to Doncaster Pride this year, but unfortunately I missed out on it. I couldn't get the day free. I wanted to go with my sister, but she was working. Maybe next year, though. Straight people deserve better, says Jude Maisie. Attitudes like that, by the way, are exactly why Pride is still a thing. People are always like, "Oh, why do you need a month to celebrate? You know, why do you need a parade to celebrate?" This is why. We'll keep standing and speaking up until people like this stop talking. Why do straight people deserve better? Why do you deserve more than me because you're straight? In Asia, there are pride cults that target straight people, says Dewhurst. Okay, right. Could you give me a source on that? Because that 100% sounds like you just made that up. If there are, once again, if you can give me evidence that straight people are being persecuted, I will 100% stand up and support them. But I am 95% sure you just made that up. War heroes get a couple of days, black people get a week, Pride takes a whole month, says Gavin. You've never heard of Black History Month, then? Or Military Appreciation Month? Thoughts on the British flag? It's a nice flag. Have you not heard of acting your age and playing princess is for kids, says Gavin. So where's the playing princess? How many princesses do you know that drive trucks? I've literally never once described myself as a princess. In fact, I'm anti-monarchy, so I hate princesses. Sorry. People are so mean, I'm so sorry, says Charlotte. It's fine, Charlotte, honestly. I appreciate the negative comments just as much as the positive. It's always fun to have a little bit of an argument with someone who believes that because I'm transgender, I should just shut up and never appear on the internet at all. The more people say that to me, the more that I want to be present. You know, the more people tell me to just shut up and go away, the more I'm gonna be here and show myself. How big is it, says CPD Tyler. I'll leave that to your imagination, CPD Tyler. Why are you so afraid of talking about Muslims? Literally, who even mentioned Muslims? I'm not afraid to talk about Muslims. Literally, no one said anything about Muslims. What? What are you talking about? In 2023 in the Netherlands, 34% of the Pride community were cited or arrested for crimes. That also sounds like a 100% made-up statistic, Dewhurst. Once again, if you got a source, send me a link. We've reached that point in the stream, everybody. We're 70 minutes in. We've reached the point of the stream where we get those kind of comments. Defo far left pro-immigration. Just to be clear, heads up, yes, I am absolutely far left pro-immigration. Let's get that absolutely clear. I'm just going to go ahead and do some blocking. I do apologise, everybody, that the chat is flooded by comments from the same 3 accounts over and over again. We'll just clear those out for you. There we go. Okay, let's carry on, shall we? Freedom of speech, no. No, Miguel, no. I'm not a government, I'm not a country. I have the right to remove any comments that I don't want on my live streams, and I will exercise that right. Thanks for following, Jamie McElroy. How are you? I'm good, Caitlin. Thank you. Hello, Saul. How are you? Remember me from yesterday near the end of the stream? I do, Matty. How are you doing? Welcome back. Where did you buy your rig from? The steering wheel and all that? The steering wheel is from Logitech, as well as the side panel and 2 pedals. The gear shifter is from Thrustmaster. And the ignition lock here and the beacon light are from the collector's edition of Farming Sim 22 and 25. I'm great, how are you? Not bad, Matty. So you sit here rotting for hours, driving endlessly with no aim or goal. What a sad life. Yep. What a sad life, me sitting here playing Euro Truck Simulator. But you know what's even more sad? You're watching it. If me playing the game is sad, then you sitting here watching me play it has got to be even worse, right? Like, by definition, if you think I'm wasting my time playing this game, then you watching me play the game is an even bigger waste of time. You ever thought about getting your Class 1 license, says Pickle? No, I'm not actually interested in driving in real life, Pickle. Big respect to real truckers who, you know, are on the road 24/7. I couldn't imagine myself doing that kind of work in real life. Big respect to them, but it's not for me. As much fun as it is to do it in a video game, I wouldn't want the responsibility of doing it IRL, you know. Do you have a driving license? I don't, Gino. I have my driving test in 3 weeks, hoping to become a coach driver. Nice one, Blaine. Best of luck with it. Sorry about the spam. Thanks for Martin Davey. Oh, we're back in neutral again. Here we go again. Can I not just drive a truck? Can I not just literally just play a game? Evidently not. I failed my test 2 months ago with no minors for stalling at a red light. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Blaine. But hopefully you can try again and succeed. To hire some moderators. I do normally have some mods here. Unfortunately, none of them are here today, so I'm kind of managing by myself. But I do have a great team of mods. They're very helpful when they're about. You like fishing, says Callum? Not really, Callum. I've been fishing a couple of times, but it's not for me. Just not my cup of tea. What wheel are you playing on, says Club Snoob? This is the Logitech G heavy equipment wheel. I think everyone that supports immigration should house them in their own homes, says Leon. What an original thought, Leon. I think anyone who supports the military should open a barracks in their own garden. If you love the military so much, you won't mind a few military personnel moving into your house, right? I mean, it's the same exact logic. The same military that protects you. From what, Leon? From what? What's the military protecting me from right now? Protecting me from cheaper gas prices, I guess, by starting artificial wars in the Middle East over oil. When was the last time the British Army actually protected Britain itself? Like, the actual country, the actual island of Great Britain? Was it perhaps World War II, which was 80 years ago? Thanks for following, yep, Harvey. Falklands War? Yeah, okay. Once again, the Falklands is not Britain. The Falklands are over here. In South America. Britain is up in the northwest of Europe. It's one of those streams, says Dagger. It is, Dagger. Unfortunately, yes, we've arrived at that point in the stream. But I don't mind. Falklands is British, says Fraser. That's funny, Fraser, because last time I checked it was in Argentina. And we kind of just went over there one day and said, that's ours now. Which is basically pretty much sums up Great Britain throughout history. You know, just turn up somewhere, kill everyone, say that's mine now. Oh, there's a break in the road here. Shit. Okay, we may have a problem. British on... right, okay. No, we're not continuing this this conversation. The Argentinians were not the original inhabitant of... Yeah, and the British were. The British were, right? The British have inhabited the Falkland Islands since before records began, right? Oh my god. Why are we even having this conversation? Okay, for the next half an hour, I'm just gonna ignore chat completely and get my head down and drive, you know, and hopefully people will get bored and move on. So if anyone here actually wants me to play the game, if anyone here actually wants to watch me play the game, just stick around for about half an hour. All the troll comments will get bored and move on, and then we can actually have a genuine conversation. Right? Sound good? Did the road just disintegrate? Yeah, there's a gap in the road here, unfortunately. I think there's a mod conflict because these roads aren't actually connected to each other. I think there may be a crash if we try to cross. So I'm going to save the game, and then I'm going to try and drive ahead. Okay, so, as much as I hate doing it, for the next 15-20 minutes, I'm just going to completely ignore chat until the trolls get bored and move on. I don't want to have to do it, but sometimes you got to do it. Sometimes you got to just let them tire themselves out. I'm locking in. We're just going to do some serious trucking. Okay, here we go. Ooh, this might end badly. Right, we are now entering the missing section of the road. Will the game crash? Okay, it hasn't crashed so far. Are we going to fall through the world? Yep, fall through the world. Okay. We can't drive across the gap. Unfortunately, we're going to have to go back, rewind to a previous save. It was worth a try. But no, not today. Okay, that means we're going to have to try and find another way round to get to get across the border there. Unfortunate. While it's loading, which will take about 10 minutes because I've got so many mods, I'll think about what to do next. We could head back to... I don't want to go all the way back to Greece, but if we go back along the south coast of Turkey, we could get a ferry across to Egypt and then go down from there. This is a unfortunate situation. It may well be that it's just the load order, and if I rearrange the order of the mods, it might fix that conflict there. But yeah, I mean, you saw the problem. We had two different mods that the roads just didn't line up with each other, so we couldn't cross over onto that area. Does that happen because of mods you have installed? Yes, it is most likely a mod conflict that's caused that. Do you have any DLC? Yes, Hayden, I've got all the DLCs, all the map expansions, and cargo packs. Verify the files, might help any corrupt files, says Gremlin. Unfortunately, verifying is not a good idea when you're playing with mods, because it'll just delete all the mods. It happens, like I say, it's usually a mod conflict. Sometimes if there's two different mods that are like near each other, sometimes the roads just don't line up the way that they should. And sometimes you can download a fix that that like connects the missing roads. but sometimes you just gotta deal with it. Does it happen a lot? It's not very common. The more mods you have, the more risk there is of it happening, and obviously I do have quite a lot of mods, so there's bound to be a couple of places on the map where it doesn't quite line up properly, and that's just one of them, unfortunately. I know it looks like the game's frozen right now, by the way, but it is just loading. It always looks like it freezes for a few minutes before it actually loads up the level. It's not the music's still playing. If the music's still playing, then the game's still running. That's my rule of thumb. As soon as the music stops, that means the game's crashed. Are you reading the chat? Says Princess UA on Twitch. I am, yes. Hello, over on Twitch. Oh, sorry. Bumps the mic there. Music stuck in my head now, says Club Snoop. This game has some very catchy music, let me tell you. Okay, we can't actually reverse here either because we're on dual carriageway. Can we get towed to the next service? Hold on. We might be able to cheese this. We might be able to work our way around it. Oh no, the nearest service is in Adana. I was really hoping there might be a service station here that we could get towed to. There is a service station there, but we're closer to this one here. I'm just going to try something. Oh, the parking brake's on. One sec. Thanks for following, Charlotte Elizabeth. I think you're too engaged in the game. Sorry, Princess UA. Yes, I am reading the chat. What I'm going to do, I'm going to go as far as I possibly can without going off the edge. And then I'm going to try and get towed to service again, because I do think we might be able to get towed to the service station on the other side of the broken road, right? Which would be very handy. So we're going to stop here before we drive into the void. And we're going to press tow to service. Please don't say Adana. It says Adana. Okay, there's no way around it. We're going to have to drive a different route. That's a shame. Is this your 30th stream, says Princess UA? It's the 30th episode of Trucking Tuesday. This is only like my 3rd or 4th stream on Twitch, because I've only just started streaming on Twitch. I mostly stream on TikTok and YouTube. But I've been streaming for over a year now. Like I say, this is episode 30 of Trucking Tuesday. Sorry to keep asking, but my questions keep flying past with all the stupid questions. Sorry, Brian, if you want to ask your question again, hopefully it's quietened down a little bit now. Hopefully it'll get through. Why don't you get a lorry license, says SP. I don't really want to drive a lorry in real life. I don't really want the... I think it's a bit too much responsibility, you know. Big respect to people who do it. You know, big respect to real truck drivers, but I can't imagine how... What's the word? I can't imagine how demanding that kind of work must be. What game is this? This is Euro Truck Simulator 2. Where'd you get the handbrake from, says Farmer Brian. The handbrake is from eBay. I'm not 100% sure what the brand is, because I just... You know, it's just a random handbrake that I happened to find on eBay. But there are a few different people who make USB handbrakes. shop around. You know, I got this one for £30. Okay, how are we going to get around then? If we could get to Cyprus, but the only way to get... Right. There are almost no ferries on this part of Turkey, which is really annoying. Could we... Okay. I've got an idea. It's going to be a really huge detour, but it might just work. If we head to Izmir here, which is going to mean going all the way back across Turkey, but if we do that, we can get the ferry to Chios, then get another ferry to Athens, then get another ferry to Limassol, then get another ferry to Port Said, and then we're in Egypt. It's not ideal. It's not an ideal situation. But wait, I mean, you can see on the map, the road literally just doesn't connect. There's a conflict between some of the mods. We just can't drive this way. If we still want to go to Myanmar, that's the only option. It's either that or we drive via Russia and go all the way across Russia, which is going to be a hell of a drive. I think this is going to be the best option. We'll try it. We'll head back to Izmir. It's a big detour, but it's really the only option. Or we could go Bodrum. If we go Bodrum, then ferry to Rhodes, ferry to Athens, ferry to Limassol, ferry to Port Said. That's a little bit closer than Izmir. Not much closer, but a little bit closer. And can we go this way? Why can't we... Okay, there we go. Right. Let's do it. Sounds like a plan. Not a very good plan, but the only plan we've got. So let's go. Taking our huge detour all the way back across Turkey. You're so pretty. Thank you, Fat Frog. Thanks for following. Love the lives. Thank you, Brooklyn. Are you a full-time streamer, says Princess UA? No, not full-time. I stream 3 times a week, usually, for 3 hours a time. It would be great if I was successful enough to just crash and completely destroy everything. Well, this is awkward, isn't it? This is unfortunate. I think we're going to just pretend that didn't happen. And no, I'm not going to quit the game. No, I'm not going to rage quit. I think we'll just sneakily rewind a little bit. Because I feel that was a bit unfair. Let's roll back. Apologies. No, anyway, I don't stream full time. It would be nice if I made, you know, enough of a success from this to do it full time, but at the minute, it's just something that I do for a hobby. What's the time where you are? It's currently 4:30 in the UK. The music's back. What a banger. It is Club Snoop. Okay, it will again take a minute or two. Oh, actually, that was a lot quicker. It hasn't gone too well today, has it? Oh, fuck. The autosave was after we crashed. Okay. This has not been the most successful live stream thus far. Hopefully, we're halfway through. Hopefully, the second half will pick up a little bit. This has not gone tremendously well. I think the UK map is placed in this game. All right. Yes, you can go to the UK, Princess UA. Where's the Farm Sim? Next Farm Sim stream is on Friday. Okay, there we go. Let's try again, shall we? And hopefully no accidents this time. No, the parking... I've just... There we go. One problem with the parking brake is that if you flip it while the game's paused, it doesn't register, so then it's the wrong way round when you go back into the game. Are you fucking kidding me? That was my fault. That was my fault for not looking before I pulled out. Oh, just let him go. Just let him go. God, it really isn't going well today, is it? Okay. Thanks for the Heart Me, Farmer Brian, and the roses from Club Snoop. Let's try and lock back in. Let's try and get back in the zone and hopefully have no more accidents. I've just turned the wrong way. We're supposed to be going left here. It reset my navigation, didn't it? That's why. Okay, we need to be going to Bodrum. There we go. Right. Let's try again. What do you do for a living, says Hayden. At the minute, Hayden, I'm trying to find work in the game design industry. I have a degree in game design. What other games do you play, says Fat Frog. Currently, the schedule is Minecraft on a Monday, Euro Truck on Tuesday, Factorio on Thursday, Farming Sim on Friday, Train Sim on Saturday, and Oddworld... Oh no, we just finished Oddworld Abe's Odyssey. It'll be Oddworld New and Tasty on Sunday. We don't do every stream every week. It's a 2-week cycle. So 1 week we'll do 3 streams, and then the next week we'll do another 3 streams. But those are the games that are currently in the rotation. I need your help. What's up, Anthony? I think you should upgrade your channel for making your channel eye-catching, says Princess UA. At the minute, I'm going to be perfectly honest, at the minute I'm not really focusing too much on Twitch, because most of my audience is on TikTok, right? This is where my audience is. This is where I, you know, if Twitch starts to get a little bit bigger, I would maybe to concentrate a bit more on Twitch. But right now, it only makes sense to put most of my effort into TikTok because that's where most people are. By the way, I asked something to do. Did you see the chat? What did you ask, Princess UA? Am I on Discord? I am on Discord, yes. Go to my About section. You'll find a link to the Discord server. Next Roadcraft stream, says Horselover. I won't be playing Roadcraft again, Horselover. I did get the game refunded. because I feel that it wasn't what was promised. It just really under-delivered for me. And because I'd played it for less than 2 hours, I was eligible for a refund, so I got my 28 quid back. I'll stick to SnowRunner, I think, for the foreseeable. Stay in 6th. What do you enjoy most out of them, says Knotsblaze? The game that I'm most enjoying on stream at the minute is Minecraft. I'm really enjoying our modded Minecraft mods pack that we've been playing with, called Create Ad Astra. That is probably one of my least viewed series at the minute, but it's the one that I enjoy the most. I really, love Minecraft, love the mod pack. I'm having so much fun with it, and I'm looking forward to doing more. Here's my Discord. Thanks, Princess UA. I'll maybe get in touch after the stream. Can I see your truck, says Daniel. Yes, you can. Here it is. It's the Scania Streamline R730, painted in the colours of the Trans Pride flag. Okay, I know I'm probably going to jinx it, but have you noticed that the trolls all got bored and went away? They're probably going to come back now that I've said that, but did you notice that just ignoring them for 10 minutes actually worked? They all just got bored and moved on. I keep seeing this game all over my feed. What's the name? This is Euro Truck Simulator 2, Riley. Can you drop your user ID in chat, says Princess UA. My Discord username is Ashendak. Once again, if you go to my About section, you can find a link to the Discord server, and you can find me through there. But if you wanna direct message me, it's just Ashendak. Are the jugs real? They're not. No, they're padding. I wear a padded bra because I don't have any real boobs. I have the opposite. I literally have a concave chest because I'm an unhealthy weight. Well, unhealthy is relative. I'm a healthy weight. I'm a healthy person, but technically I'm underweight for my height. It's never affected me, though. I've never had any ill health effects because of it. But yeah, I've kind of got the opposite of boobs. I've got a dint. Are you on HRT? I'm not, no. I would like to be one day, but not currently. What happens if you crash, says Gubbinator? It just damages the truck, basically. There's no physical damage, no visible damage, but like the truck loses durability, it slows down, you lose horsepower, stuff like that, and you have to pay to get it repaired. By the way, did you send me friend request? I didn't yet, Princess UA. I don't check Discord during my live streams. Any messages that you want to send, any DMs or anything like that, I will look at after the stream, but I'm not going to interrupt the flow of the stream to read personal messages. Sorry. I've been on it for a little over 2 months, still no juggers yet, lol, excited for them. Good luck, It's Trippy, good luck. I've heard... I've heard various things from different people, but I've heard like 3 to 4 months is when you might sort of start to first notice growth in that area. Some people it'll be quicker, some people it'll be longer, but That's what I've heard. Like 3 or 4 months is kind of when you start to see breast growth. Can you actually drive trucks? I don't drive in real life, Owen, no. What? What? No, 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 no. What? Am I blind? Am I actually blind? I did that. I swear. There's an invisible barrier. There's a fucking invisible barrier. Look, watch, watch. There's literally an invisible wall. How is that fair? How is that fair? Fuck off. No, I'm not taking 20% damage because there was an invisible wall in the middle of the road. No, no, no. We're not doing that. I'm going back. Okay, rewind. What a piss take. No, no, no. We're not having that. I don't accept that. I love the setup. How much was everything? Says it's trippy. I do have a video. It's trippy. If you check the second pinned video on my channel, it'll tell you everything you need to know about where everything comes from and how much it all costs. But my entire setup was about £2,000, with 1,000 being for the PC itself, about 400 for the simulation gear here, and then another 600 for everything else: monitors, microphones, you know, keyboards, stuff like that. Even the desk and the chair are included in that price as well. So again, if you want to know anything about where I got stuff from and how much it cost, do check out my second pinned video. Where did you get your dress? This one I don't remember specifically, but I get my dresses from a few different places. Some of them are from Pretty Little Thing, Boohoo. I get some stuff from charity shops. I actually get quite a lot of stuff from charity shops. I enjoy, whenever my sister's in town, I enjoy going for a wander around town and just looking in the charity shops, seeing what's in there. You'd be surprised at what you can find, you know. And I think people have this kind of negative attitude towards charity shops, which I really don't understand. But I think people just don't like the idea of wearing second-hand clothes, you know. But for me personally, I love charity shops. Some of my favourite outfits are things that I've found in charity shops. Cider is really good for dresses. I do have a couple of things from Cider, yes. In fact, my bridesmaid dress that I wore for my nan's wedding last year was from Cider. And I got a couple of other bits from them as well. I've got a couple of bits from Joe Brown's. If you've seen my piano cover of Baby on Board from The Simpsons, the red waistcoat that I was wearing in that video was from Joe Brown's. And I think I got a dress from them as well. Thanks for following, it's trippy. Can't wait for ETS2 to come to console. Me neither, Luke. Very excited to have Euro Truck on console. Not a console player myself, but it'll be great to finally be able to play with some of my friends who have consoles, you know. Name of the game is Euro Truck Simulator 2. Okay, taking a little bit longer to load this time, but I'm going to be patient. Do you play Truckers MP, says Hayden. I do, Hayden, yes. I haven't for a while, but I do enjoy Truckers MP, and we will be playing that at some point again soon. Princess Yue, with all due respect, please stop asking me to add you. I'm in the middle of a stream. You've left the same comment on Twitch like 15 times at this point. I will have a look after the stream is finished. Are you going to vote reform? Yeah, sure. And then perhaps I might get a lobotomy. No. Never. No one in their right mind is voting reform. And if you're voting reform, then I'm sorry to tell you, you're not in your right mind. I'm not voting Labour either, just to be clear, because I know for a fact that someone is immediately going to comment, you know, average Labour voter. Labour have lost my vote. I didn't vote for Labour in the last election. I won't vote for Labour in the next election. I don't believe they have my best interests at heart. So no, I'm not a Labour voter either. What are we talking about? Unfortunately, we're talking about politics, Free Schlep. It seems like every time I stream, someone always tries to start a political discussion. Let's just say I'm not voting Labour, I'm not voting Conservative, and I'm not voting Reform, and we'll leave it at that. Just call me Philip. Okay, thanks for letting me know, Philip. SNP, says Crisis King. Can you even vote for SNP if you're not in Scotland? Like, they don't have any seats outside of Scotland, right? And I live in Doncaster. And now someone's gonna say the technically Doncaster's part of Scotland, which, yes, I know, I'm aware, we've all, literally everyone in Doncaster has heard that fact at some point in their lives. Technically, Doncaster belongs to Scotland because of some treaty or other from 500 years ago, but we're not in Scotland. There's no SNP candidate in Doncaster, I can safely say. So I couldn't vote for them even if I wanted to. I'd have to move to Scotland. Is that a T-cab? No, this is a cab over. All of my trucks in this game are cab over. Have you tried OMSI? I have, yes. We played OMSI last year, briefly. Didn't really enjoy it. It's not really my cup of tea. I still have the game, and maybe we will revisit it again at some point, but I just wasn't really enjoying it too much. Thanks for the Heart Me and the Roses, Fat Frog. Are you on the latest version? I'm not on the latest version STFC, I'm on 1.54 for mod compatibility purposes. Do you play Sims 4? I've never actually played any of the Sims games. They just don't really interest me, to be honest. Map mod, says Jake. Yeah, quite a few map mods. We got Pro mods, Beyond, Rust map, Siberia map, Row Extended. We got Heart of Africa, Horn of Africa, Beyond. Lots and lots of stuff. There's about 200 mods in total active. Is there a plane version of this game, says Fat Frog? There is Microsoft Flight Simulator, yes. I don't have it. I'm not a plane person. I'm not interested in planes. But there is a flight simulator, which I've heard is quite accurate. I've got a friend who's massively into it, and he's got, like, all of the flight sim gear. Okay, I think we're near the crash area now, so hopefully it won't happen again. What wheel do you use? This is the Logitech G Heavy Equipment wheel. 5k likes, thank you, Horse Lover. Thanks everyone for liking the stream, it's much appreciated. Can you show the truck? Yes, just give me a second. When I'm not on a corner. I have a full motion cockpit. Nice one, Hayden. That would be incredible, honestly. If I had the money and the space for that, it would be cool to have like an actual truck cab installed in my room, you know, for the ultimate sim experience. But I'm happy with what I've got for now. Where are you from? Can't pinpoint the accent. I'm from Doncaster, South Yorkshire. So my accent is, think Sheffield. The South Yorkshire accent's a bit weird because it's not like your typical Yorkshire accent. It's a bit more neutral. Okay, this is where I crashed last time. Doesn't seem to have happened this time. Wait, was it there? Or was it further down? It might have been further down, actually. No, because I don't... Did we go round this roundabout already? I don't think we did. I'm not 100% sure. We may have done. Yeah, we did. We did go round this roundabout. What country are you in the game? We're currently in Turkey. Oh, that's a Ford Focus in front of us. My granddad used to have one of those. Good car. Do you think the UK is the worst looking place in the game? I think it's up there in my opinion, says STFC. I wouldn't say worst looking. It's definitely the oldest looking. You can tell that it's like the oldest part of the game that hasn't been updated. I'm really, really hoping that we will get a revamp of the UK very soon, because it is showing its age. Is Turkey nice in ETS2, says Kobe? It is very nice. I think this is Pro Mods that adds in Turkey, and it is really good. It looks really amazing. Does Pro Mods cost? No, it's free. Pro Mods is free. All the mods that I have here are free. I'm still working on putting together a list. Sorry. I'm still working on putting together a list because people are always asking me if I've got a list of all the mods that I'm using. I'm working on it. But there's so many. You need to sleep? Yes, we do need to sleep quite soon. We're starting to get tired. If I open the right menu. 1 hour and 2 minutes. Okay. You need a better wheel, says Jake. Yes, I definitely do, Jake. This wheel is over 3 years old at this point. Definitely in need of an upgrade. I'm looking at the Thrustmaster T248, sorry, for my next one. ChatGPT might be able to create the list, says STFC. It might be able to, STFC, but I wouldn't use ChatGPT if you held me at gunpoint and asked me to use ChatGPT. No offense. I'm not going to use AI. I would rather painstakingly put together the list myself by hand than go anywhere near ChatGPT. I have the Hori tractor wheel. How is it, Hayden? How is it? Because I was tempted to get it last year. I was put off by some negative reviews, but some of the recent reviews have been a bit more favourable, so I really don't know. How is it? Is it any good? I think it's kind of comparable to the Logitech wheel, sort of in a similar price range and similar quality, which would indicate that it's pretty good. It's really good. Nice one. Nice one. And it's got 3 pedals, which is a huge plus point. You know, that's, like I said earlier, the biggest downside of this wheel is that it only comes with 2 pedals. Okay, we are now near the crash point. Let's see if it happens again. Why don't you like ChatGPT, if you don't mind me asking, says STFC. I mean, there's a whole host of reasons, you know. There's the environmental reasons, there's the ethical reasons, and above all else, I just don't see the point in it, you know. There's nothing that I can do with ChatGPT that I can't do myself, right? And I'd rather just do stuff myself at the end of the day. I'm going to pull in here for a quick nap and refuel. What will you do if it crashes again, says Jake? Detour again, I guess. This is already a massive detour, though, so I really don't want to have to detour further. But we may have to. I think we might have actually passed it already, to be honest. Can we sleep here? It says on the map this is a rest point. Was that the first time it crashed with this combo, or has it happened before? It wasn't actually a crash. I hit an invisible barrier. But I have had crashes with this map combo before. Again, when you have as many mods as I do, the mod pack does become quite unstable. Crashes are kind of inevitable, you know, it's bound to happen now and then. Is this not a rest point? It says quite clearly on the map that we can rest here. Where is it? Do I need to be further over? What? Why can't I rest? This is a rest point. This is a marked rest point on the map. What substances are you on? Says AFCB Ollie. Estrogen. No, if only. Not right now. None. I'm gonna have to just drive ahead. But the next rest point's 3 hours and 11 minutes away. So I'm gonna end up falling asleep. We're just gonna have to try it. This stream has gone appallingly badly in terms of the actual driving, has to be said. For your shifter, do you use range or a splitter? I can never remember which is which. I have my gearbox set up so I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then if I switch to 7th, that goes to high range, and then I can do 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So whichever one that is. Oh shit, I'm in the wrong gear now. That's range. Okay, so it's on range. Why am I... There we go. We're definitely past the barrier that we hit earlier because I don't remember these hills. What map is this? I think this is Pro Mods. We're currently in Turkey. How come the game freezes? The reason for the stuttering and the frame drops is because of how many mods I've got. There's almost 200 mods active right now. I think 195 mods, most of which are map mods. So it does slow the game down quite significantly, especially when I'm streaming to 3 different platforms as well. How do you play like that with it freezing, says Tom? I'm used to it. I'm used to it. My first PC was a Windows XP laptop, and I played GTA 5 on it. Believe me, I'm used to putting computers through their paces, and I'm used to playing games with low graphics and low frame rates. This is nothing really. This is honestly quite good in comparison. We have got the graphics on high, and apart from a few dropped frames, the game does look pretty good. So, like I say, the occasional freeze doesn't really bother me. I'm used to it. What other platforms are you on other than YouTube and TikTok? I'm also on Twitch now, as well. What you spec, says Tom. I have an Intel i5 11400F CPU, 8GB RTX 2070 GPU, and 32GB of RAM, as well as 5TB of storage, because I have quite a lot of games. It was a big problem with my last computer was that it didn't have enough storage space, so I was constantly having to delete games so that I could make space for other games. So with this PC, I really just said to myself, you know what, I'm going to get as much memory, as much storage as I can possibly fit inside the computer, so that I can fit all of the games that I want on there. So that's why I've got 5TB of storage. Sounds like you need to upgrade your CPU. Possibly, N, yeah, possibly. It's not exactly a top-of-the-range PC. It's you know, I will admit it's kind of mid-range. It's good, but it's not perfect. But it is still a step up from my previous PC, so I'm quite happy with it for the time being. I watched your video and you said you did game design. Have you made any games? Says Jacob. Not that are published, Jacob. I've done quite a few prototypes and stuff like that, but I'm yet to publicly, like, commercially release a game. Oh, my camera's lagging as well. That's unusual. It doesn't normally do that. That might be a stream problem. I mean, we normally get a bit of lag, but that's... It's never usually this bad. That might be the live stream. A game like this doesn't really matter if it's laggy because it's not an FPS game. Yeah, honestly, a few freezes doesn't really matter that much, honestly. Yeah, it's TikTok because your audio's fine. Yeah. That's what normally happens. Sometimes the camera goes out of sync with the microphone. And like I say, the only explanation I have for that is that it's to do with my internet or my stream. Because you can hear me alright, like my voice isn't lagging, it's just the webcam. Hi Dom, how are you doing? Do you feel silly wearing that, says Ben? No. Why should I? Do you play Fortnite? I don't, Archie, no. Not my cup of tea. I don't like Battle Royale games. I'm not a big fan of multiplayer games in general, to be perfectly honest. Thank you for the heart me and the hat and mustache, Dom. Could it be Twitch confusing it? It's possible. It could be Twitch that's letting the side down, I'm sorry to say. Although we did do Minecraft yesterday and there were no problems, so I'm not sure. Maybe my internet's just having a bad day. Sometimes it happens. I don't have the best internet in the world either. It's kind of one of those situations where sometimes it just doesn't want to play ball. Do you have the tracker on? Not today, STFC, no. Bye, Saul. See you on Thursday for Factorio. Thank you, Horse Lover. See you on Thursday. Glad you've been able to stream after yesterday. Yes, Jess, it's good to be back again. I don't normally stream 3 days in a row, but I made an exception this week because I took a break last week. What do you like to do outside of gaming, says Fat Frog? I like to play piano, I collect Lego, I have a model railway, I do gardening, quite proud of my garden. I like walking. I've done a few videos of me walking in the Peak District. I've got a unicycle, which I'm still very bad at. I'm still very much a beginner at that, but I am trying to learn. Okay, there's a rest stop here. I'm going to pause the game while we're here and see if we can hopefully try and sort the lag out a little bit, because it's definitely worse than usual today, and I'm not quite sure what's causing it. It could be partly to do with the game, it could be my internet, it could be the stream. We'll see if we can tweak it a little bit. I was ill all weekend, so the garden didn't get watered, so it's not doing well. I'm sorry to hear that, Jess. It is unfortunate when you don't feel well and you end up, you know, missing, you know, neglecting the garden a little bit. I've been there, you know. And especially with the summer that we've had as well, it's not great for the garden at the minute. Loved your Peak District videos. Thank you, Katie. There should be another one coming in September. I want to visit Frogger Edge near Grindleford. Right. It still won't let me sleep. It still will not let me sleep. This is taking the piss. Okay, so that's got to be a bug, right? This is a clearly marked sleeping area. Do you live close to the Peak District, says Tom? I do, Tom, yes. I live in Doncaster, so just a short trip away. It takes me about an hour to get out there on the train, which is how I normally get out there. Oh, there we go. We can always tell, says Rowan. If you say so, Rowan. Thanks for following, Ollie. Okay. I think it's the game. It's the game. It's 100% the game. The second that I pause the game, the camera stops lagging. As soon as I unpause the game... Yeah, okay. So it's the game. Well, now we know for definite. Looks like we'll be turning the graphics down then to medium for the rest of the stream. Again, I'm not sure why though, because I normally play on high graphics and it doesn't normally lag this badly. So I think something else might be going on. Something's going on with the game that's slowing my computer down more than usual. I mean, it could just be, you know, maybe my computer just needs a good clean. It's quite possible that I just need to get in there and spray a bit of compressed air in and get rid of some of the dust. I haven't cleaned it for a while, so that would actually make perfect sense if that's what's causing it. I'd like to point out, by the way, the title of this stream is Malay Peninsula, and we haven't left Turkey for the entire stream. We're still in Turkey. I don't think we're getting to Malaysia today. So sorry for the slightly misleading stream title. If the game didn't freeze and we hadn't had a couple of nasty accidents, we probably would have gotten to Malaysia today, but I don't think it's going to happen at this point. I'm lucky my boyfriend does that for me, otherwise I would have started multiple house fires, says Fat Frog. It is always a nerve-wracking thing to do, yeah. You just got to make sure you completely turn it off, unplug everything. That's why I don't do it very often, because I've got so much shit plugged into my computer, it just takes forever to unplug it all, you know? I've got 18 USB devices plugged into my PC at all times, because I've got my keyboard and mouse and headphones and microphone and webcam and steering wheel and side panel and gear shifter and handbrake and ignition lock and beacon light. I've got a desk fan, I've got LED lights, just... There's so much shit plugged into my computer that every time I want to clean it, it takes me 3 business days to unplug it all. That was an exaggeration, by the way. That wasn't an exaggeration. I literally do have 18 USB devices plugged into my computer. That I was not being hyperbolic. Okay, we've still got some camera lag. Maybe it's just Turkey. Maybe it's just this country that lags my game. I don't know. Oop, 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 oop. Okay. I did come at that hairpin bend a bit fast there. Let's go down to 6th and just take it slow for a minute. Okay, we're climbing again. I'm curious, by the way, if anyone's been watching since the beginning, has the camera issue been happening for the whole stream? Or did it start happening at a certain time? Because that might help me to pin down what's going on. If it's been doing it for the whole stream, that's one thing. But if it started at a certain point, then it could be a certain part of the map or something is just eating up resources on my computer a bit too much. So if you have been watching since the start of the stream, tell me how long has the camera problem been happening? Has it been happening the whole time, or did it just start like half an hour ago? Okay, where's Bodrum? We might not even leave Turkey today, to be honest, let alone get to Myanmar. I don't think we're even leaving the country that we started in. We've been all over Turkey today. I joined at 5 and it was bad. It's a bit better now. Thanks, Jess. Thanks. That was about when I noticed it, was sort of 4:45, 5-ish. Like I say, it could have been like that before, but that's when I first noticed that my camera was lagging out. And I have a camera preview on my mini monitor, so I can always see my webcam. And I didn't notice it lagging until about half an hour ago. So it could just be that this area of the map is a bit too detailed. It's, you know, causing a bit more lag than other areas. I don't know. You on PC? I am indeed on PC, yes. If you want to know more about my PC, check my second pinned video. It's a PC cost breakdown. It'll tell you where I got everything from and how much it cost. It's been fine most of the time, says Dagger. Ah, okay. That's interesting. I really do feel like it might be this part of the map then. Because if it's been fine for most of the stream and it's only just started lagging now, like half an hour ago, what's changed in the last half an hour apart from where I've been driving, right? So that's really the only explanation I can think of, is that it's the map. But we'll keep driving. Hopefully, because it's nighttime right now, there's less objects being rendered in. It might help a little bit, but we'll see. Thanks for following, Ian. Could be temperature in PC rising, says Max. Yeah, it's possible. Like I say, I will give my PC a good clean. I'm not streaming tomorrow, so I might just spend a bit of time tomorrow giving it a good clean out, because it's quite possible that it's just started to get a bit too dusty and a bit too hot to keep working properly. It is under my desk as well, so it doesn't get the best air circulation down there. And if that is the problem, then it's an easy fix, you know, just can of compressed air, spray it out a little bit, problem solved. Alanya discovered. Nice one. It is still raining, right? Hold on. Let me turn the windscreen wipers off for a second. It is still raining. Okay. Put them back on. So we got 40 minutes left of the stream. How far realistically can I get? I think we can probably make it to Bodrum. But I don't think, I mean, we're definitely not getting to we're definitely not getting to Malaysia, because we've still got to drive all the way across Egypt and Sudan, then take a ferry to China and another ferry to Singapore. We're not going to get to Malaysia today, I'm sorry to say. So, unfortunately, the title of the live stream is clickbait. I really thought we would get there today, but we've had problems and we've ended up a bit delayed. So, I should have just called this stream Turkey, because that's where we've spent the last 2.5 hours. I'm going to try and... Oh, I need to be over on the left lane. I'm going to try and get in behind this guy. I can't see in the rearview mirror, though, because of the rain on the windscreen. There we go. What's the title, says Hayden? The title of this stream is Malay Peninsula. Because that's where I thought we were going to be driving today. But like I say, we haven't actually ended up getting there. The title of the stream, by the way, is what you see when you're scrolling through, like before you actually click on the stream, when you're just scrolling through your For You page. That's the title of the stream. I try to give my streams catchy and accurate titles. I know I just searched for you when you're live. That's fair enough, yeah, then you won't see the title of the stream. I actually don't think there's any way to see the title of the stream once you've started watching it. There were signals on that roundabout, which I just ran past. But yeah, I don't think you can see the title of the stream when you're actually in it, which is a bit of an oversight, surely. Oh shit, my pedals slipped. Whoops. Okay, I'm going to put my left window back up, and I'm going to turn off... Oh no. I'm going to turn off the windscreen wipers while we're in the tunnel. Okay, I did think the tunnel was going to be longer. How are we doing for fuel? Not bad. I don't think we need to refuel right now. Wow, it's so quiet now. Can you believe that just an hour ago we had... The comment section was just completely full of spam. And now here we are an hour later. We're all just sat here enjoying ourselves, you know, a bit of peace and quiet. That's generally how my live streams tend to go, you know. They'll start off quiet. Some troll or other will find the stream and share it to all of their friends. There'll be tons and tons of spam comments. And then it'll quieten down a bit, and the last half an hour or so will just be nice and calm. Oh, TikTok Studio actually is telling me high computer load detected. That's interesting. So I think it might well be a temperature thing then. It might be that my computer just needs a good clean out. I've never had that message from TikTok itself before. Things must be bad. Yeah, I'm guessing it probably just needs a clean then. It's probably just a bit too hot. Can't keep up. But there's only half an hour left, so I'm not gonna end the stream and start messing around with stuff like that right now. It'll survive. It's not gonna blow up in the next half an hour. Let me tell you, I'm someone who puts my computers to the test. You know, I push my computers to their absolute limits. I think we can... I don't think it's going to explode or melt if we keep going for another half an hour. Thanks for following, Scotty. On the plus side, the camera doesn't seem to be lagging anymore, so I can wave at you in real time. And actually the game doesn't seem to be lagging as badly now as well. That might be because we're driving at night and it's not rendering as much scenery. But again, it is my day off tomorrow, so I think I'll take a bit of time to unplug the computer, give it a bit of a clean out. It's probably getting a little bit dusty under there. That is, in all probability, that's what's causing the issue. When did you last clean it, says Hayden? Probably about a month ago, so it's about due for a cleaning. I normally do it about once a month. Where are we right now? Where are we going? Okay, straight ahead. No, we're not going straight ahead. Why am I not going straight ahead? I'm a bit confused why it's trying to tell me to do here, but I'm going to go straight ahead. How do you unlock more places, says Els? You just drive, Els. The places aren't actually locked. You just have to keep driving and discover these places. I mean, not the places I'm driving right now, because this is from Pro Mods, so you won't find this in the vanilla game. How do you get Pro Mods? Head to their website. I think it's promods.net. It's completely free, but you will need to own all of the map DLCs from SCS Software. I think including Greece now, which is the latest one. So you will need to own all of those. Thanks for following, T. Oh, the sun's just come out behind me, so if you can't see my face very well at the moment, that's why. It's gotten to that time of the evening. I'm looking forward to the days getting a bit shorter, because the sunlight in the summer always plays havoc with the live streams. Because I'm always streaming at the same time as the sun just happens to be directly behind me. And on a summer evening, the sun just comes straight through my window. Thanks for the donut and the heart me, T. Much appreciated. Right, straight over again. Stay green. Thank you. I'm speeding. 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 How come your name's Ashbridge Industries, says Tyler. Ashbridge is my surname, Tyler. Excuse me. And the reason for the name Ashbridge Industries is... Excuse me. That's the Dr. Pepper not agreeing with me. The reason for the name Ashbridge Industries is because when I was at uni, I needed an official name to put on my projects, on my game development projects. So I chose Ashbridge Industries, and it just kind of stuck, and I've always used it on whenever I do like official projects and stuff like that. I like to use that name, and I decided to use it for my TikTok and YouTube. And if I ever do get round to actually publishing a video game for you to download and play for yourself, it will be under the name Ashbridge Industries. That will be like the studio name. If I ever get that far. If I ever develop a game long enough to actually release it and don't just give up and say, oh, I can't be bothered anymore. Unfortunately, there are a few projects like that that I've given up on over the years. Although there are some that I want to get back to as well. You know, I really do want to get back into game design properly and really knuckle down and start focusing on some of the games that I want to work on. Do you have a girl voice as well, says M? This is my natural speaking voice, M, and I have no other voice beside it. When's Farming Sim? Friday, next Farming Sim stream. What time are we on? 33. Okay, we can get to Bodrum. We can definitely get to Bodrum. And I suppose we'll have time to take the ferry as well to get to Egypt. Still nowhere near Malaysia, but at least we'll get out of Turkey. No offence to Turkey, it's just we've been driving around Turkey for 2.5 hours. I really thought we'd be in Egypt by now. Okay, the traffic's starting to pile up a little bit here. How are we doing for sleep? 6 hours 37. That's good. Now I can't see the screen properly because the sun is directly behind me. In fact, I'm going to pause for a second and just go and shut my curtain so that I can see a bit better. Won't be a minute. I can get out. I think that'll do. Oh, okay. There we go. Well, that hasn't really helped, has it? I mean, it's as long as I can see the game. That's the main thing. It might not look great on the webcam, but it's only for 25 minutes. I just need to be able to see where I'm driving, right? Now my chair's not in quite the right spot. Hold on. There we go, that'll do. I hate getting up from my chair in the middle of a stream because when I sit back down again, I'm never in the right position. You should get the Hori truck wheel, says Matthew Not. I actually really like the look of the Hori truck wheel. It's a little bit out of my price range at the minute. But it looks really good. I would love to get the gear shifter with all the cool buttons on it and stuff like that. And I believe it's also got indicator sticks, which is really cool. I'm happy to stick with what I've got for now. Especially since this gear shifter here is less than a year old. I only bought it quite recently. But yeah, it's definitely something that I'll keep my eye out on. It is brand new, it's like only just released, so I might wait a year or two until it comes down a bit in price, you know, get it for like 300 or less. Because I think it's 500 new, right? 500 retail. Which is just a bit too much for me, to be quite honest. But again, if it were 250, 300, I'd go for it. So I'll keep my eye out on it. Maybe in 6 months' time, a year, someone will give one away a bit cheaper, and I might be able to pick one up for a bit less. It goes quite cheap on Black Friday, I think. Drops by £100, says Hayden. Wow. Okay, I might have to have a look on Black Friday then. That's has it been Black Friday this year? No, it's just before Thanksgiving, right? So that's like October. I might have to have a look. Sorry, I'm tripping over my tongue a little bit there. I might have to have a look on Black Friday and see if I can get a good deal on it. How did you miss that car, says Mason? What car? Can I ask you a question? Sure, Sayhan. ones on the road. Silly, very good driver. Yeah, but like, which specific car? You said, how did I miss that car? Like, was there a specific car that I should have noticed? Have you watched Daggerwin, says Peter? I have, Peter. Big fan of Daggerwin. Yeah, I've watched Daggerwin for a few years now. I loved his survival roleplay series on Farming Sim 22. And I'm enjoying his gameplay of FS25 as well. Before the driving exam, what is it called? What's what called? Is this game hard, says Mason? No, I don't think this is a particularly hard game. That's why I enjoy it, you know? I'm not good at games. I like a game that's nice and easy and relaxing, you know? I don't enjoy games that are incredibly difficult and I'm dying every 5 minutes and having to go back and do everything all again. With some exceptions, there are some difficult games that I enjoy, but for me personally, I play games to relax, you know, and I like a game that's nice and simple and easy and laid back. And this is an easy game, you know, there's nothing particularly challenging about it. How far are we from the coast now? Not too far. We've still got 20 minutes. I'm willing to potentially extend the stream by 5 or 10 minutes, but obviously we're not going to drive all the way across Egypt, because that would take hours. Are you doing a Christmas special, says Hayden? I am going to do a Christmas live stream again this year, yes. I did one last year on the 29th, so between Christmas and New Year. I'll be doing the same again this year, like a big, full-length, extra long stream, 5 hours, maybe even 6 this year, who knows. I think I could do 6. I think I could go for 6. We did 5 last year, and it went by quite well. Maybe this year. Let's go for 6 hours. As to what I'll do in the stream, I don't know yet. Last year I just played each game that I was in the middle of at the time, so we played a bit of Minecraft, Alien Isolation, Euro Truck Simulator, etc, etc. Maybe we'll do the same again this year, or maybe I'll do something else. Maybe I could pick like a Christmassy game and play that, you know? We'll see, but there will be some kind of special stream at the end of the year. Can you do Truckers MP on Christmas, says Hayden? That's not a bad idea. Maybe we'll do some multiplayer games, because I have said before that I'm not the biggest fan of multiplayer games, but if it was like, if we did like a special one-off stream to do some multiplayer, that might be fun. And then we could do maybe multiplayer Minecraft and Farming Sim as well. I'll think about it. I'll think about it. Swear I saw you in Tesco down Coatbridge last night. I've never been to Coatbridge. I don't even know where Coatbridge is. Is it in Scotland? I think it's Scotland. I think it's in Scotland. Which I've never been to. Never been to Scotland, so... Are you one of those they-them things, says A? Nope, I'm one of those she-her things. Never seen a 6-speed Scania, says James. Well, you still haven't, James, because this is a 12-speed Scania. I have a 8-speed gear shifter, but the 7th gear switches from low range to high range. So right now I'm in 9th. If I go along here, I'm down to 6th. So basically I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then if I want to switch to the high range, I have to go to 7th first, and then 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. But I do have 12 gears. It's just I've only got an 8-speed gearbox. The truck looks quite slow, or is that just on camera? I'm doing 50 right now, and it's a 56 zone, so we are quite close to the limit. Try and get to the outer lane. Oh dear, hard shoulder. Not hard shoulder. Central reservation. You should play GTA, says Fightboxing. I love GTA, but I don't think it's the kind of game that I'd enjoy streaming, you know. I think it's the kind of game that I'd prefer to just play by myself and just enjoy. I definitely wouldn't do GTA Online because I'm not a big fan of multiplayer games, and I don't think it'd really be that fun playing GTA 5 single player on stream, story mode. Maybe with GTA 6 though. Hayden's just said, will you get GTA 6? I will be getting GTA 6. Maybe we could stream it. Maybe I could do a series on GTA 6 when it eventually drops. Which I believe is next year. Unless they've pushed it back again, I'm pretty sure they said end of 26, right? I'll still be streaming I'll still be streaming at the end of 2026. Hopefully. Unless I'm in some kind of horrific car accident tomorrow. It could happen. You never know. Live each day to the fullest, everybody. May 26. Okay, that's a bit closer. Interesting. We shall see then. Are they real, says Ethan? No, these are not real. These are foam padding. I do not have real boobs. It comes out on console first. Oh yes, I have heard that it comes out on console first, Hayden, which I think is possibly one of the worst business decisions they could have possibly made. I don't know what influenced that decision, but for me personally, that seems like a really stupid thing to do. I mean, for any game, I don't see the point in releasing any game on one platform before the others. Unless there's a valid reason, unless it's like, you know, this version of the game isn't quite ready yet, like we need a bit of time to port it over to this platform, that's a valid reason. But if the game's finished and you're just like, we're going to put it on console for a few months before we put it on the PC, that just makes no sense to me. I don't understand why you do that and, like, put a huge portion of your player base at a disadvantage. And I don't think that their reasoning behind it is valid. It just feels like a bit of a misstep to me. But I'll still be playing the game, you know. I'll still get it when it comes out. I just think it's not the best decision they could have made. Do you play Truckers MP? I do, Dimples, yes. I haven't for a while, because I've been playing modded single player at the moment. But I am looking to get back to Truckers MP soon, because I do absolutely love it. And it's great when I play Truckers MP. A lot of you guys often join as well, which is always fun. It is nice to be able to drive with you. So I'll let you know when Truckers MP is coming back, and it will hopefully not be too long. Okay, we're on 10-2. We're just about at Bodrum now. How are we looking for followers, by the way? I can see that we've had 47 new followers today, but what's the total? Because I can't see the total from my perspective. I would imagine like 7,340. No way. 7,340 exactly. What a guess! What a guess! Well, thank you everyone who's made that possible. Thanks everyone who has followed today. We've done pretty well. It's good to get back into it, you know? It's good to... yeah, it's just good to be back and have a bit of an audience after having a bit of time away. Is that a tractor steering wheel, says Brad? Technically, yes, Brad. This is the Logitech G heavy equipment wheel. It is designed specifically for farming sim, but it's great for any heavy equipment, tractors, buses. I've played a bit of OMSI, the bus simulator, with it. Like I say, it's great for any heavy-duty vehicle, really. But it is mostly for tractors, hence the ball on the top for steering. I think we can get up to 12th now. Just for this last little bit. Ooh, tight corner, tight corner, tight corner, tight corner. Should have stayed in 9th. Let's go back down to 9th. Let's play it safe. Another round. The traffic here in Turkey is quite bad. Not the worst I've seen, but it seems like everywhere we've been today there's been traffic. Quite a bit of it too. Nearly there now. Whoa, 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 whoa. Calm it down. Oh, TV's going to turn itself off. Please don't. Thank you. Sorry, I bumped the mic. Getting quite hot as well. My fan's on. I literally can't even feel it. It's another scorcher of a day. Well, how hot is it right now, actually? It's 23. It's not that bad, but it feels it, you know. Probably because I got my curtains shut to stop the sunlight blinding me. Hopefully it'll be a bit cooler for the rest of the week. It looks like, according to the forecast, it's going to be overcast for most of the week, so... I'm just realising as well, with the way that my setup is lit right now, from certain angles, if you squint, it might appear that I'm naked because of the colour of this dress. I'm not. I'm not naked. But I'm only just noticing how flesh-toned this dress is. Thanks for the heart, me, Hayden. Come on, we must be nearly there. This is such... I thought we'd be there by now. This delivery is almost definitely going to be late, by the way, because we've had to detour all the way around Turkey. I do have a feeling that we're going to get a penalty. Thanks for following, Callum, by the way. How much did your PC cost, says Josh? £1,012, Josh. Most of that was for storage. It's got 5 terabytes of storage, and that doesn't come cheap. And it's a pre-build, which is always going to cost a bit more as well, because you're paying for them to actually build it for you rather than doing it yourself. I would like to do my own PC at some point. I would like to build my own, but I'm just not ready to do that yet. I know it's cheaper. I know it's cheaper to build it yourself, but I'm just not ready for that. Why did you get 5 terabytes? That's so much, says Sam. I've actually used over half of that already. I have so many games, and I want to have all of my games installed at once. My last PC had 2 terabytes of storage, but I have so many games installed that I would have to delete games to make space to install other games. With this one, I wanted to deliberately get as much storage as possible, like deliberately be a little bit overkill with it. Ignore those 2 crashes. I wanted to be deliberately overkill with it and get a little bit more than necessary, just so that I knew I'd definitely have enough space for all of my games. And like I say, I've used about half of that storage already. Thing is, games like Train Simulator, Farming Simulator, Euro Truck, especially when you're playing with quite a lot of mods, they're very big games, you know? They do take up a hefty amount of space. Ooh. What graphics card do you have, says Sam? I have an RTX 2070, 8GB. I skimped a little bit on that. I should have gone for 12GB. I really... When I was customizing the PC, I wasn't sure if I wanted to go with 8 or 12, and I decided on 8. I do regret it a little bit. I think 12GB would have probably been better. But it is what it is. It's not a bad graphics card. It's just maybe not quite as powerful as I was hoping it might be. So that is probably going to be the next thing that I upgrade, is to go for a 12GB graphics card. Maybe even 16, although that might be pushing it as well. We'll see. Where did that falling lamppost come from? Where? And also, where's the ferry? Oh, it's there. Right. I prefer Truckers MP despite no NPCs, just something more nice about knowing it's real people. It is nice to have real people, Marcus, but for me personally, I don't like that everyone on Truckers MP just stays in one area. Like, if you go to some of the DLC areas, if you go to Spain, if you go to Romania, if you go to Finland, there's just nobody there at all. And because there's no AI traffic either, it's just completely empty. Like, yeah, you can see lots of other players, but only if you stick around France, Germany, you know, the UK, which is fun. But like I say, if you want to go to some of the more distant areas of the map, it just feels really empty. It's kind of it's kind of a trade-off that you've got to take, you know. And sometimes I do enjoy Truckers MP. I have played a lot of Truckers MP. But I also like exploring and going, you know, to the more remote places where there usually aren't too many other players about. Okay, we're not actually driving onto the ferry this time. We're getting on here. But I suppose before we finish up, we might as well take the ferry. So we've got to catch 4 ferries because, right, this whole thing would have been, if there was just a ferry from Alanya to Port Said, we would have saved ourselves 2 hours, right? But because of the way the ferries are in this game, the only way for us to get from Turkey to Egypt by ferry is to go from here to Athens, then Athens to Limassol, then Limassol to Port Said. So we now got to take 3 ferries just to get to Egypt. And remember that all of this happened because the road was bugged and we couldn't go through Syria, which was the original plan. So there we are. Okay, here's roads. Can I just want to get straight back on again, please. Let me reverse a little bit. Where's the marker? Oh, is it on the other side? You should try head tracking, it's fun. I do use a head tracker, Hayden. I don't have it enabled today, but I have been using it for the last few live streams. There we go. Okay, then we're travelling again. And this time to Piraeus. Wait. No. Absolutely not. What? What do you mean? What do you mean? There is a ferry from Athens to Limassol. I can see it. I can see the dotted line right there. There is a ferry from Athens to Limassol. You are going to take me to Limassol. Right now. We went to the wrong place. Wait. No, we didn't. No, we are in the right place. Roads to Athens. Wait a minute. Hang on. Okay, I'm an idiot. It is Piraeus. I didn't realise. I thought it was Athens, but it's technically Piraeus. Okay. I was really worried then that we were going to have to take another detour. So that's 4 ferries we've had to take. Bodrum to Rhodes, Rhodes to Athens, Athens to Limassol, and Limassol to Port Said. Just leave the kids alone, says Aaron. No. I have a 3-year-old nephew who's a boy. I'm going to turn him into a girl. By the time he's 12, he's going to identify as a girl. That's my plan. I'm going to indoctrinate him into the transgender cult. Don't tell my sister, though, will you? I'm joking. I'm joking. Not about having a 3-year-old nephew. I do have a 3-year-old nephew. But I'm not going to indoctrinate him into the transgender cult, because that's not a thing that happens or exists. Okay, back on the ferry again. This time we're going to Limassol. What time are you coming off the live? In just a minute, Callum. We are just finishing up now. Whoops. We got a little bit of damage to the truck, but no cargo damage yet, which is good news. Okay, on the ferry again. This time to Limassol. Is this modded, or is the map that big these days? This is modded, Valkyrie, yes. Very heavily modded. You can see North Africa there, you can see the Middle East. We can go to Asia. We're actually doing a job to Myanmar right now. We can go Singapore, Malaysia, Thailand, China, Korea, Japan, New Zealand, Australia, Canada. We can go basically anywhere in Africa: Botswana, Uganda, Sudan, South Africa, Zimbabwe. Anywhere you can imagine, we can go. Not played for a long time, says Valkyrie. The actual base game map is pretty big at this point, though. The latest DLC was Greece, so you can now go to every country in Europe except Ireland. Ireland is literally the only country in Europe that isn't in the game at this point, which is why it's a bit annoying that they're currently working on another DLC for the Nordic countries, which were already in the game, but there we go. Really keeping my fingers crossed that the Ireland DLC is going to be next. Oh shit. Back up, back. Oh fuck. No. Well, I don't have time for this. How ironic. I'm just looking at the trailer. I've never noticed before that the trailer actually says quality, competence, and service. Oh, how hollow those words are when it's me behind the wheel. Thanks for following, Valkyrie, by the way. Okay, back. I am in reverse gear. What? I'm going to have to go down and turn around, aren't I? I'm going to have to go all the way out to come back in again. Because for some reason I can no longer reverse. There we go. Okay, back on the ferry for the 4th time. This time we're going to Port Said, then we'll finally be in Egypt, and that is where we're going to leave it for today. We'll have to do Egypt, Sudan, and the Malay Peninsula in the next stream, because we're not going to have time today. It's already nearly 10 past 6, so we've already overrun. Hey Brandon, how you doing? Unfortunately, we're just about to finish up. What game? Euro Truck Simulator 2. See you tomorrow. See you later, Callum. I'm not live tomorrow. Next stream's going to be Thursday, so I'll see you on Thursday. Okay, I'll just find somewhere we can pull up. Egypt. We made it. It took 3 hours, but we finally got out of Turkey. Right. That wasn't my fault. That was 100% not my fault. Is there a car park here? Is there somewhere I can stop for a minute? I guess not. Okay, I'm just going to pull up at the side of the road then, because we really don't have time to do any more driving today. I'll just pull up in front of this no parking sign and we'll park there. Back it up just a little bit. There we go. That seems like a good spot. And that's it. That's Euro Truck. That's all I've got time for today. So, I'm going to finish up now. We are a little bit late, but it's okay. I don't mind. It's fine. Spent an extra 7 minutes for you people. But, no, I'm kidding. I don't mind overrunning a little bit, as you know. Right, let me just... what am I doing? I'm switching over to the big camera. There we go. Putting on the music. There we go. Okay. So that's all for today. Thank you very much for joining. Hope you've had fun. What's the longest you've overrun? We did overrun by 40 minutes once, Hayden. I think that was the worst we've ever done. But thank you everyone for joining. It's been a wonderful stream, as always. I've had a lot of fun. It's been great to get back into Euro Truck, you know. You know how much I love this game. It's been good fun playing it. I actually kind of preferred playing it without the head tracker today. I feel like the head tracker is just more of a distraction, to be honest. When I'm playing single player, yeah, it's good, but I think when I'm streaming as well, it just kind of gets in the way a little bit. I think we'll stop using the head tracker for the time being. But yeah, good stream. We didn't get to Malaysia, we didn't get to Singapore or Thailand, but we did manage to get to Egypt, so we'll just continue that drive in the next live stream. Great stream, Saul. Thanks, Horse Lover. And thanks for following Yoin Finukane as well. Probably saying that horribly wrong. I apologise. Before we finish, I do just want to say thank you very much to everyone who followed today. We've had over 50 new followers. We are just under 7,350. So thank you very much. It's very, very much appreciated. That 8,000 is getting closer and closer every day. I'm hoping a few weeks' time we might just get there. So thank you everyone for following today. Very, very much appreciated. Thanks everyone for watching over on TikTok and on YouTube and Twitch as well, by the way. At least the trolls left at the end. Yeah, that's very true, Hayden. It quietened down. Like I say, normally with my streams, about halfway through it gets filled up with trolls, and then by the end of the stream they get bored and leave. So your live's not eligible for recommendation and restricted in search results because it contains unoriginal or reproduced content. Are you fucking joking? Someone has reported my stream again. Someone did this yesterday, by the way. Someone joined my stream and left some troll comments, and then when I responded to them, they reported my live stream for, like, plagiarism or something. And I think someone's done the same thing again today, because I haven't done anything report-worthy. But TikTok live reporting is completely broken. You know, anyone can just report you at any time for any reason, and there's very little you can do about it. Doesn't matter anyway, because we're right at the end of the stream, so as always, I'll just finish up. Thank you very much for joining, everyone. It's been very much appreciated. Next live stream is going to be Factorio on Thursday, and then we're also going to be doing Farming Sim on Friday and Train Simulator on Saturday. If you'd like to follow me at any of the other places that I am available, check my bio on TikTok, or check my About section on Twitch and YouTube. I am on Twitch, YouTube, and TikTok. I stream on all three platforms. I'm also on Discord if you want to chat with me, get up to date when I'm streaming and posting and stuff like that. You can follow me on Instagram and Blue Sky if you want to see what's going on over there. Not much, but you can see it anyway. And of course, if you would like to support me financially, please do consider checking out my Patreon. Huge shout out to Kate, Jess, Danny, Riley, P, Charlie, and Dan. It's been a while since I read out all the names, so sorry I forgot a couple of them. But thank you very much everyone who's supporting me over there. If you want to get your name on this board, do check the link in my bio. It costs £1 a month. You get access to behind-the-scenes content, and you'll be supporting me in what I do here on TikTok, YouTube, and Twitch. So thanks very much, everyone. Check that out if you're interested. If not, I'm just glad you were here. It's been a wonderful stream. I'll see you all on Thursday for Factorio, and tomorrow I'll probably try and clean my PC out a bit, and hopefully that'll fix some of the problems that we had in today's stream. Also, we hit 7,350. Thank you, everyone. Thank you very much for that. It's probably going to go down now as soon as I've pointed it out. But thank you very much for 7,350 followers. Here's to 8K. That's it. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye, everyone. And bye-bye, everyone, over on YouTube and Twitch as well. Once again, if you want to follow me on any of my other platforms, do check out my bio. All the links are in there, or my about section, sorry. Thank you very much. I'll see you on Thursday for Factorio. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Take care of yourself. Bye-bye.